go. But you have been working on your own, gathering expert opinion, going to retreat with experts to draft, political financing, campaign, financing, legislation and so on and so forth. And I've had the benefit of sitting in some of these meetings, very important discussions, Yusuf Sini himself, So why? You are not finishing, and that's why where we are.
No. For us, well, personally, I think this is not a missed opportunity.
Okay.
And for once, I stand to be corrected, but for once, somebody has been sanctioned for vote buying. OSP tried, I'm not sure if anybody, any political parliamentarian candidate has been sanctioned, but OSP was not successful in Kumasi when he took the case to High Court.
That's right.
Even OSP, with all the resources and trying to do something about it, was not successful. But the NDC was forceful with their comments.
I think they have appealed that decision of the High Court.
Yeah.
All of you know about it. This was Assembly election, DC election. And the DC, we heard him in the video where he was, like we say in our local parlance, jostling the people to bring back his money. The court said that video is not enough to show that he had bribed them to vote for him. Right. So
for us, we think that this has generated some conversation. And, well, you can say that the decision by the president to withdraw him is late or was late. I think it was okay. Maybe he would have taken his February salary if he was still there, because
he says his salary is like twice what he's going to get if he gets to Parliament. So this is sacrifice he's doing. It's not because he wants it for anything else.
Whatever it is, Samson, we have seen some political action. Many were hoping that things could have happened. The committee's report, I think, is fair based on the reasons they gave. The only one I disagree, I think Oliver touched on it, is the EC. The election is not an EC election.
Right.
They are there to supervise. Just like any pharmaceutical council, medical council, where they have their election, they invite the EC to supervise. So that is the only point I disagree. But when they talk about the timing and their own constitution, and they've also called for some reform. And for us, it looks like finally we've gotten everybody to agree with us that we need to really look at our campaign financing and political financing.
And the fact that it's a private business, you know that a bigger issue has been that even the OSP who have been trying to prosecute these things, what they get told is that this is not a public election.
Exactly.
The law is about public election, so you cannot stretch the law. And if you read Oliver's brief before the Supreme Court, they use other, court cases, the famous Avalifo, and they say what the parties do is public.
It's public, yeah.
So the party is a public, institution. It's like when you set up a private bank. You have set up a bank, but because you are dealing with the public money, it becomes a public institution. So we can go into it.
Yeah, so these are the gaps in our laws that we really need to fix. That internal parties and even candidates, if you look at the political parties, it looks at only the parties, not the candidates. And we know how donations go to the candidates.
Right.
Candidates themselves mobilize resources. And so if we can, that is what we are calling for. A new law, a new bill. Let's look at our financing. The survey you have seen and you were showing were from nurturing constituency and campaign. We haven't even tackled when they are in power, how much money they spend and how they go back to their constituency. That's another level of expenditure in our political finance. That's why I was worried when Michael seems to... I thought that the parties themselves, when we meet them, they are worried about how much they spend. And so I don't think the NPP should take a position that is a missed opportunity. Let's consider this as a renewed effort to look at how we can reform, because it benefits them. The committee, yourself and Inisa, we have some members from the NPP, Mr. McMenu and the others have been very supportive, and they're able to share their own response. So I really think that the NPP should support this. that if somebody is taking an effort, if the NDC, President Mahama, is taking some effort, let's commend it and look at going forward, how do we do it? How can we ensure that the party, internal party election, in fact, something, we regulate everything. Lawyers, bankers, pharmacists, teachers recently, we are regulating them. Why are we not regulating politicians? Where is the source of money coming from? And again, if we cannot even stop them giving out, can we look at how do people get so much money to distribute? It's so easy. In fact, we have so in the cash economy, it's so easy for politicians to get the money to start distributing.
So you are saying that in the Political Parties Act 2000, provisions have been made, but they are inadequate, or that the parties have found a way to go around it, because the requirement of that law is that the disclosures, the accounts and funding sources, the responsibility is on the party.
The parties, not candidates.
Yes, and you have found that the problem is that the way they are beating it is that if a candidate is standing, the money goes to the candidate, not the party.
Not the party.
So now you want a law that will target the candidate. They should disclose their sources of funds, they should file reports, and so on and so forth. So
we have a very comprehensive law.
Okay.
It's so much. It affects the credibility of our elections. Our elections are not free and fair. It means that a lot of people, young people cannot get in. And there's a research to show that if you look at how much people are spending, how can you raise to get in as a candidate to contest for or to serve? And you have to pay. We also acknowledge the selling, so the demand and the supply side as well, and which is equally criminal, that we really need to look at it.
Right.
But if we do not, the incentive, we keep on giving the incentive for politicians to give out. And so we are going out. In fact, from next week or two, we are starting some engagement to the communities, the people themselves, to appreciate that, no, you can't. If a politician candidate gave you money and he comes in, he'll take it back. When Baba says that some friends, I'm wondering, what are the intentions of these friends? What's the motivation?
It is his party, his campaign manager who said it, not himself. He himself. He's
not his campaign manager. So what's the interest of these friends that want
Michael is giving you an indication that because there was a group from the party that seemed to have supported the woman and went and made a donation of 100,000, the opponents could clearly see that the woman is being empowered to pay better and win. So they got panicky.
Today she decides to contest. She will get her schoolmates, friends from churches, a lot of people coming to support you.
That's true. Yeah. I can confirm that I have supported my friends in his party, in the NDC, with my little widow's mind, because they call on me. So they want to, and we want to help them to do it decently.
Vera. So that is why, one, we must all agree that inducement does not produce good democratic outcomes. That whoever spends money in an election is not a Father Christmas. you will recoup the money.
Sharp.
3, that the country suffers when money is spent inappropriately. Because when money is used in an election, that money could have been deployed to some other things, because we don't know. 4, we must all agree that it's very dangerous to have an open-ended campaign financing regime in Ghana. Because you can tie, and CDD has done that.
Right.
A nexus between illegal mining and campaign finance.
Please.
I was in Cote d'Ivoire. I observed the election in Cote d'Ivoire. Well, we have our own issues with the Cote d'Ivoire election, but for campaign period, it was only 2 weeks for campaign. And they complied. If you look at, in fact, we observed the elections, that through our Corruption Watch initiative, we observed the 2024, reports, we did the abuse of incumbency as well. It's also part of, when we talk about the finance and abuse of
incumbency. So you must be happy at the Constitution Review Committee's reports, which brings in campaign off-season and also calls for these things to be checked. We have been calling for this for so long, and we think that this is a good time for us to keep the conversation going, and we need to build that consensus. And this is where, Michael, we agree, they have their own issues, but this time
we think that we need to move on beyond. I'm sure you said you didn't.
No, I agree with Honorable Unisa
yes.
Hussein.
Yeah. So where are you with the process? Abna, where are you with the process? Where are you with this process that you have been doing over a period, doing workshops, doing papers, and so on and so forth?
So we have
and I must also disclose that the famous government WhatsApp group, which has even MPP members or no, is a famous WhatsApp government group.
Oh, so it exists.
Yeah, it exists. So the National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan Working Group also flagged this issue, and in their report have recommended strongly that campaign financing, disclosures, and all of these things must be done and done within a very short time.
Right.
My question to you is, where are you with your projects? So
currently, we have a draft bill. It's something we are working with the Attorney General. We have experts. I mentioned yourself, Inisa, from academia, Professor Akosia, Kweku Azai, and the team. Professor HKP is also on. We have a draft with AG. We are working with AG to see how we can have a very robust, a holistic reform. We need to do something about it. We can't continue to have money influencing our politics, our governance, and the end result, corruption, elicits the kind of money, the financial flows coming in. It's worrying that we need to find a way out. Even campus, we are looking at a model that can also even affect our campus elections as well, because currently we realize that in our tertiary institutions, the kind of campaign they are running.
Tertiary.
Yes.
I've gone even too high. Lower than tertiary.
Yes, the things that primary school, some people are sharing pencils.
Yes.
Parents are doing.
Yes.
So, and beyond that, the expert work, we are taking these recommendations also to have some regional engagement. So we are going to the communities, regional meeting, various stakeholders at the regional level. So we are looking at all the regions. In fact, we have Honorable Inisa is joining us for some of the engagement to have a conversation about it. What do the citizens themselves see about this? And I think the frustrations, you realize that people are frustrated about how much money is influencing votes. And it's not because they are not getting it. It's just because it's not fair.
And the delegates feel entitled.
They feel entitled to it. They really feel entitled to it. And we have to also let them know the implications of this action. Over the weekend, I went to Western. I was on my way back listening to Cape Coast Radio, and the call-in were interesting. And I was impressed, and I was excited doing this work over time that almost all the call-ins were like, we have seen this, it's enough. Can we have them do something better for us? And the politicians themselves, I think for us, the good thing is that when we meet them, they're happy about it. They acknowledge.
It costs them too much.
It costs them.
Mike, tell me that you are excited that the suit that Professor